Hi there, back with another video review, and today I will be doing a comparison of these Bburago Ferrari models. So the last time I did a comparison of a 1/18 scale model was between the Audi R8 against the R8 GT. Well, that was ages ago, so I thought, after a long hiatus, it's time to bring back this review. So what we have in front of us is on the one on the left is a 458 Speciale, and the one on the right is the 488 GTB. So as I've mentioned earlier, these two models are made by Bburago, which actually makes this an ideal comparison, as they are both priced similarly. So the main difference would be in terms of the execution by Bburago. In how they've actually captured the models perfectly. So without wasting any more time, let's just start the review from the front. So taking a look at the front profile of these two models, I'm not sure if you actually noticed, but the 458 Speciale is actually slightly taller than the 488 GTB. What I found is that the wheels used on these two models are different, whereby the wheels on the 458 is actually slightly bigger than the one used on the 488 GTB. Now I'm not sure why Bburago did that. What I feel is that, in real life, both of these models are similar in size. And I actually quite like the details on the wheels on this 488 GTB. So I thought that, maybe they should have actually adopted the same scaling or sizing on the rims to make both of these models similar in height. What I don't like about the wheels used on the 458 is that it just makes it look too tall, very off the ground. In terms of the gap here, compared to the 488 GTB, which has the I would say the much better quality in that sense. So straight away from that, I would give 1 point to the 488 GTB. Anyway, back to the front profile. So both these models, for the logo, the Ferrari logo or the badge, both of these are stickers, but placed very nicely. And then with the grills at the bottom here, these are just plastic mesh, which do not have holes to it, so they do not go through. And then looking at the headlamps, both of these are, initially I thought they were similar, but as you can see, it's slightly different on the 458, whereby it's sort of a cut or shortened right here compared to the 488 GTB. And with the 488 GTB, I think that the details are actually much better because it has that very glossy finish to it. Let me just bring it closer. Hopefully you guys can see it better. So yeah, as you can see, the 458 does not come with any glossy finish on the lamps compared to the 488 GTB. And I'm just going to lift it up a little bit so that you guys can have a look at the upper profile of the hood. So with the 458 Speciale, the grills over here, it's just a plastic mesh. And now let's take a look at the side profile. So just give me a moment while I adjust the screen. So yeah, hopefully you guys can see both models nicely. So in terms of the side profile, they're both actually very similar, with the exception of the grills right at the behind the doors for the 488 GTB, as well as the door handles. But again, with the Ferrari badge on the side, it's just a sticker. And with the wheels, as I've mentioned earlier, the size are different, with the 458 having a much bigger sets of wheels. But in terms of the color, the brake disc, the brake calipers, both are the same. only the rims. With the 488 GTB, it has that silverish color, whereas the 458 Speciale has a sort of a darkish gray, or I think some call it gunmetal gray. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. So, okay, let's just move on. So here is the back of both models. So again, the one on the left is the 458 Speciale, and the one on the right is the 488 GTB. So, well, with the back, it's it's where the difference looks very obvious, because with the 458 Speciale, you get that nice grille at the back. Again, this does not go all the way through. But in terms of the tail lamps, they look almost similar, but well, I'm just going to bring it closer so we can have a much better look and compare the details. So, well, again, sorry about that. Actually, the details on both models, the tail lamps are different. So let's just lift these two models up. And now let's just take a look at the opening features. So I'm going to put the 488 GTB aside for a moment. So the front hood does open, and inside this is what it looks like in the 458. And then the interior. So the details are not bad. Let's just have another look at the interior from another angle. And well, we can also open the trunk. Okay, sorry about that. Just give me a moment, guys. Okay, so sorry, just went back in. Okay, so this is how the engine looks like. So I'm just gonna bring it closer. So very nice detailing. You get that very nice carbon effect, and nice color coordination as well. And now let's bring in the 488 GTB. So the front hood does open like so, and inside, this is what it looks like. Here is the interior. Also nicely done. And well, the trunk on the 488 GTB is actually a lot easier to open. Well, the reason for that is actually that there is a bit of a gap, so it doesn't close or shut as nicely as the 458. Anyway, I'm just going to bring it closer. So also nice carbon texturing on the engine bay. Also nice details. Okay, so we've come to the conclusion. Well, in terms of the quality or the work done, I would have to actually say the 458 has been the best so far. Well, if you've actually looked at my previous review on the 488 GTB, but that one is slightly different because that was made for the based on the 70th anniversary model, and that one's called the Schumacher. So if you have the time, please do check out that review, because well, what I want to highlight is that with the 488 there are certain flaws, such as the gap between the front windscreen and the body frame. Well, on this one it's maybe not too obvious, but if I put it at a certain angle, you can actually see that there is a slight gap over here. This is not as bad as the 70th anniversary model that I reviewed previously. And as I mentioned just now, the trunk also has a bit of a gap here. But compared to the 458, the gap, well, there is no gap. So yeah, so in terms of the work done, the 458 is the one that is best captured by Bburago. But in terms of the aesthetics, I would still go with the 488 GTB. I mean, it is one of my favorite Ferrari models. So well, I hope this review or comparison has been useful to you. So yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.